Hello everyone, welcome once again to Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. I am your host. I'm here every time, all the time. I'm Ravenscraft9, the founder and head wizard here at Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. Make sure you like us, and at the end of the video, there'll be an opportunity to subscribe, or you can go ahead right now and hit the subscribe button. Tonight, I want to talk about exposing your gods, our gods. And when I'm talking about gods, I'm not talking about some cookie monster in the sky, or even the entities that we deal with on the magic realm. What I'm talking about are the entities that you give your personal authority to, that you relinquish your autonomy to, that you let act instead of for you, on your behalf, that you give your proxy to. And there are several that we do give those to. It starts with our parents, and you've heard me talk before about the issue with this generation. It's a whole generation of people who were raised with the idea that "I told you so" is a reasonable response. And that's total bullshit. Then you've got not only your parents, but then teachers and pastors and all these people who are your parents have told you are in authority over your life. So it all boils back down to parenting. But your parents have told you they're authorities in your life, that you've got to do what the teacher says, and you should listen to the preacher. And of course, there are always those of us who challenged it, and were either beaten or browbeaten soundly over the idea that because I said so is not a rational response. But it moves beyond that to elected officials, the police, pretty much everyone in government. And what it boils down to, what I want to expose, is the idea of, okay, I do merchandising work as my mundane everyday work. And one of the merchandising gigs that I have is to take photos of displays for a certain product. Well, I get paid so much for the job, and then so much extra per display that I find. So my incentive is to find more displays. And it's a really good system because it makes sure that I'm, ensures that I'm going to actually look for other displays, because there's a benefit to me. So if you want to find out what someone's true purpose is, because my true purpose in this job is to find the displays, right? Well, if you want to truly find out what someone's purpose is, what is it? How is it that they earn their living? Well, in the case of government officials, we see it here in Macon already. Lester Miller a few weeks ago said we must increase the tax base. We must increase the tax base. Why is that? Because the government only benefits from taxes, from the theft of others' income. And so because of that, everything is seen as a taxable entity to them. The police make their money, and especially if you look at policing for profit, which is rampant in the United States. Maybe not so much as it was before it was being exposed, but if you're being paid basically to catch criminals, and the more criminals you catch, the more effective you're seen as being. Well, so when you're a hammer, the only tool in your toolbox is a hammer. Everything's a nail. So everyone is seen as a potential criminal, which violates ultimately the guarantee of innocence until guilt is proven. It's the presumption of innocence. The same thing now I want to say with doctors. And it's no more true than in this current situation we're in. And Western medicine is based on this. If you go back and look at history, when the AMA, before the AMA was established, medicine in this country was pretty much a free market. There were everything from herbalists to acupuncturists to energy healers, actually, at that time, and they were all given the same foothold and the same standing as those who were, the sawbones, the regular, as they say, medical doctors. So Eastern medicines were accepted. But what the AMA did is pretty much, you can look at the history. I'm not going to go into all of that, but pretty much pigeonholed everything into this is the only thing we consider as medicine. And so everything is kind of based off of that pigeonhole rather than what's actually going on. So we've come to a situation now where it's more, you've heard the cliche that there's no profit in the cure. And there's not. The doctor has to keep you coming back, like the preacher has to keep you coming back, every week. You never get saved enough. You still got to keep coming back because we need money in our pockets. And the same thing with the doctors. Doctors are paid for treating because they don't cure anything. They don't heal anything. No doctor has ever healed anything. Your body heals itself. Doctors may have facilitated that in some ways, but they're no more facilitators than I am doing my energy healings. And I have witnesses born to that. A little clumsy here. But so if your source of income is to treat sickness, and the more sickness you treat, the more money you make, what is your incentive? To find sickness. To find sickness even when it's not there. To find sickness when it may not be sickness at all. And to seek out the most expensive, the most costly treatment. Because again, everyone has their own, everyone has insurance and everyone is able to pay. I know it's kind of funny. My dad, when he was visiting the doctors and we would take him into the doctor's office and they go, "Oh, you've got good insurance." And you can almost see the dollar signs flipping in their heads. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You've got good insurance. And that tells you loads about the medical system. Now, are all doctors like that? No. But enough are, and there's enough of a peer pressure, and there's enough of a financial pressure. How many doctors do you hear about who are paying it, into their fifth and sixth year in practice, still paying off medical loans? So they have an incentive. There's also the whole culture that's there that again, because of what our parents did to us because I said so, and then we're just kind of conditioned to accept whatever the authority says. And do you think doctors are any different? So the first guy that lifts his head up, you've heard me talk about it, the monkey thing. The first monkey, the first time the new monkey starts to climb the ladder to get to the bananas, the other monkeys start beating the hell out of him. The first time the doctor raises his hand and says, "Hey, what's going on here?" The other doctors say, "What are you doing? Why are you rocking the boat?" And I've seen it in my own life with my battles with the IRS. How many times have I heard from someone, "Why don't you just pay them what they say you owe?" It's time to relinquish, to take back, I should say, because you've already relinquished, to take back your authority, your autonomy. No one can declare you good or bad, evil, whatever. No one can declare you sick or well. You are responsible for deciding your own outcome. Your mind. You can change your mind. You can create the world you desire by simply changing your thoughts. Everything here is a thought. Everything you perceive is a thought, is a chemical reaction, is an observation of things that we have put together in such a structure, in such a way that we can understand. So it's time. It's time to establish your reality, your autonomy, your authority. No one runs your life but you. That takes responsibility. That means no more scapegoats. That means no more, gosh, I've got my Uncle Bobby's bad feet, or I've got my dad's temper, or I've got my mom's whatever. No more of that. No more of taking on no more saying, well, I can't help it, my teachers were bad. I can't help it even because of the school system. No matter where you were, you went along. You relinquished your autonomy. You relinquished your authority. It's time to take it back. There's a new paradigm. I keep telling you, it's already happening. We're starting to see everything that can be shaken will be shaken. You're seeing the very seats of government with everything that's going on. The lies are being exposed. Everything that you've trusted in is going to be shaken. And when all that's gone, when all of your idols have been torn have fallen, when all of your gods have been shown to be mere mortals, not possessing some higher morality than you, not possessing some superior intellectual state of being, not having some royal air about them that is deserving of our worship. When all of that is exposed, what are you going to be standing on? What are you going to be standing on? Are you going to be standing on that myth? Or are you going to have a solid footing of who and what you truly are? Because that's what's going to happen with the paradigm. That's what's going to happen as we move into the new paradigm of self-responsibility. You're going to have to know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you are, if you don't know why you are, you'll be lost. Namaste.